They're serving life in prison without the possibility of parole for murder, even though it wasn't they who pulled the trigger.
The state has thrown away the key for hundreds of inmates with no hope of release, but should they get at least a chance at a second chance?
KDKA lead investigator Andy Sheehan says the state Supreme Court will decide, but even Governor Shapiro calls the sentences cruel and a violation of the state constitution.
The state Supreme Court will decide if these inmates who did not directly commit murder will themselves live out their days and die in prison, or whether they will be given at least a chance at rehabilitation and eventual freedom. Betty Lee is the mother of Derek Lee, whose case will go before the High Court, and she believes her son and hundreds of others should be given that chance.
Allow those that deserve it, that work hard at it, to come home. To come home one day. I mean, not just let them rot away.
10 years ago, Leonard Butler was shot and killed in the basement of his home in the city's West End. Subsequently arrested and convicted were the man who pulled the trigger and his accomplice, Derek Lee, who was upstairs at the time. Even though he did not shoot Butler, Lee was charged and convicted of second-degree murder because he was part of the robbery in which Butler was killed. Under state law, Lee is now one of about 1,100 Pennsylvania inmates who are serving the mandatory life in prison for second-degree murder with virtually no hope of release. It's believed to be the highest number of inmates in the nation.
It's a sentence that denies people any hope. It's a sentence that denies rehabilitation.
Arguing that Lee did not kill or intend to kill Leonard Butler, his attorneys have appealed his sentence to the state Supreme Court, saying life without the possibility of parole constitutes cruel and unusual punishment and violates both the U.S. and Pennsylvania constitutions. Quinn Cozens of the Abolitionist Law Center says it allows no chance for redemption, offers no hope of release, and calls it death by incarceration.
It's not much different from a death by execution sentence where the state actively takes your life, but instead is just leaving you to die inside prison walls without any opportunity or hope for release and reintegration into society.
And no less than Governor Josh Shapiro agrees. In filing a surprise friend of the court brief in support of Lee's appeal, the governor says mandatory life for second degree violates the state's constitution. Of those 1,100 inmates, Shapiro's brief says in about half the cases, quote, the defendant was clearly not the killer, and cases in which it was not clear, but they received the same sentence as if they were, quote, as a result, under the current law, an offender who points a gun at a person's head and pulls the trigger receives the same mandatory life sentence as the getaway driver. Both offenders should be punished severely, but they should not be punished the same. This sentencing scheme is not only unjust, it is unconstitutional.
I'm just so grateful to Governor Shapiro.
Betty Lee says she understands the anger of victims' families having had a close cousin murdered. But she says her son has transformed himself in prison, becoming an assistant to the chaplain, and has begun writing a book.
Losing someone in any capacity is not easy, but I just don't feel that people shouldn't be given a chance. If you give them that chance and they fail, that's different. But how do we know if we don't give them a chance?
Now, if Derek Lee prevails, his mandatory sentence will be declared unconstitutional and he can be resentenced, opening the door to hundreds of other inmates.